Hey, what's up guys? So last time you saw that I did the headliner. I did a real short video on that. If you want to, go check that out. But today, I'm gonna be tackling something right away that I've been putting off for a long time. I don't know why I've been putting it off, because I've had the parts forever and it's easy. Basically, the first thing I'm gonna tackle today is the airbag light's always been on ever since I put these seats in. And basically it's just because this little clippy deal, it didn't have anything plugged into it, so it was throwing a light. So I have the pigtail from the original seat, and I've got some resistors. So we're going to wire this up, put it in there, and then clear the faults, and then hopefully the light stays off. It should, but we'll find out. Okay, so these are the resistors that I got. I got a whole huge pack because that's kind of how they sell them, but I only need one, obviously. Basically, it's just a 2 watt, 3.9 ohm. Yeah, it should work. Basically, we're just gonna connect these and put it in there and see if it turns the light off. I've got her all done, plugged in, clear the faults out. We're good. I do have some ABS sensor codes that I didn't know that I had, so I may have to address that at some point. But for the moment, at least the airbag light's off. All right, got the Mini running. I changed out a few parts. I put in another T-bolt clamp because I was missing one from last time, and then got the new map sensor in there. I did a couple minor tweaks on the tune. Check tires. Put in some old race gas from last year, so hopefully it's not too bad, but honestly it wasn't that long ago. And yeah, I think we're gonna go drive it, even though conditions outside they're not great. Not great for tuning. It is, you can't really tell. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but it's, yeah, it's like 18 degrees with wind chill, so not ideal. But we're gonna try it anyway. All right, so driving around, the roads are shitty for sure. I haven't even made a pull yet, and they're real shitty, or at least over here. I might have to go down further and see if I can find a better spot, but I did have to make a couple adjustments. For some reason, the knock sensor, it threw a knock sensor fault code. I've never seen that before, so I just disabled it because, you know, usually it doesn't really do anything when you're doing fucking aftermarket shit. It's usually always sending false signals, but so I disabled that, and I had to make a couple adjustments to like the wideband input and stuff because I actually got a new laptop, so I don't have to wait around as long. It's actually pretty quick. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make a couple pulls, see if maybe I can find a road that'll be okay. If not, I don't know, maybe today won't work. It's not ideal. So I just did my first pull with VTEC turned on, like real low, and because I got the whole low speed map done, and everything's set to 0 VTC right now, and I definitely hit boost cut at 8,200 RPMs, and that was 15 pounds. So I just cranked the boost cut up. Gonna make another pull and see what it does at 8,800 RPMs. Let's see what it does. All right, so it hit like 16.5 pounds up by 8,800, but I think it's got two different things going on. One, it was way too rich up there. It's starting to drop off at like 8,000 and starting to come down. So it seems like I'm probably not gonna have to rev it that high. You know, I may only have to rev it to, 8,400, 8,500, something like that. But, so I took some fuel out, and it might also be getting belt slip. It's hard to say because it seems like the boost wasn't climbing the same way it was earlier on. So we'll see. I'll make another hit, see what it does. Man, it was really starting to pull up the top. It started spinning at the top of third. So I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm probably gonna extend this video and probably do it over a couple weekends because I just kind of ran out of time today, and I feel like there's not a lot of content. But the tune is getting there as of today. I made it through about like high VTEC, I was on like 20 VTC, 20 degrees, almost made it through. The problem I'm having right now is it's too freaking cold outside. The roads are too shitty. I'm having a hard time getting traction above like 7,500 RPMs. It's wanting to spin in third, which is a good thing, I guess. We know we were making some freaking power. I'm also having some belt slip issues. It's definitely getting a little bit of slip because when I first started, it was hitting like 16 and a half almost. And then by the end of it, it was starting to get to the point it was only like 14.5. And it seemed like it was, once you got to about 13 something, it just like would almost, it would barely creep up. And before it was pretty linear. So I think I got a little bit of belt slip, which I think I have a little bit more room in that tensioner. I can try and crank it up a little bit harder. One thing that's really interesting is that I'm still on the 120 millimeter pulley, which is kind of wild. I didn't even put the party pulley on. And this thing is like really making a lot of boost. Like it's kind of strange because I've been looking at the guys that are, have, similar setups with K20s that are running K24 crank pulleys. And I've seen guys that are running like a K24 lower with like a 110 or a 10, or like I've even seen when there was a guy with like a 100 millimeter supercharged pulley, and he was only making like 15 pounds at like the same RPM. So, and I know he had belt slip, but like still, I wouldn't think I'd be making that much boost with this pulley. But it is cold outside. I don't know. I guess it is what it is. It's fucking getting it because I was hitting on duty cycle. The highest I saw, I was hitting like 73% duty cycle, and these are ID 1050s, so that's quite a bit considering this is pump gas. I did the math, and it definitely puts me like over 400, like somewhere between like 400, 410, 420, something like that. And I was making 411 before supercharged and 100 shot, and right now this is supercharger only. So with nitrous, this thing's going to be like 500. This thing's going to be scooting. So, yeah. All right, so I think it's finally time to work on this hood that I've had forever. Because obviously, this hood has been all fucked up for a long time. I got this clean Cooper S hood. So I just need to take all the stuff off of it. I need to start sanding it down because it needs to be repainted, obviously. And it's got this Clearbra on it that's just totally screwed. So it's gonna be fun getting that shit off of there. And then I'm gonna have to test fit, see if it clears the pulley. May have to make some more dents. Let's just tear this thing down. Okay, I got all that shit off of there, and man, was that a pain in the ass. So both of these got seized and broke, so I need 2 new trim pieces, and every single one of these on the hood scoop seized and broke. So I also need a hood scoop, which I guess the good news is that they're readily available. I can get them. The grill is kind of a fucking pain in the dick to get out of there. They have these stupid, where the hell did they go? These stupid things right here. These little like nuts that aren't really nuts. And if you look at that, it's not really threaded. It's just kind of jammed on there, so they don't want to come off. Such a pain in the ass. I'm hoping I can just get that grill off of there and just plop it right onto this grill, or right onto this hood, because I wasn't really planning on painting it. I wanted it to match and just leave it chrome just like the rest of the shit. It'd be nice if everything was black, but I think it gives a little more sleeper look having the chrome. So, yeah. And I'm looking at the hood. I kind of feel like this under support might be the exact same support as that one. And if that's the case, that tells me that where that support is in the middle and it's touching there, that means this part of the hood is that much higher up all the way around. So what I'm thinking is I may not have to dent the hood at all. It might just clear. I mean, obviously the only way to know is to put it on the car, but I think first I'm gonna sand the outside down, maybe sand the inside, just get it kind of prepped and somewhat ready, then maybe look into that a little further. So I flipped it over, then I had to get the front emblem off, and unfortunately I destroyed this. So now I need a new fucking emblem also. God damn it. Gotta start sanding. Just got this new toy. This nice orbital sander. About to try it out. Also got some new freaking dust masks. I didn't have any that were really that good, so let's see if we can knock this shit down. Holy shit, guys. This stuff is so thick and so nasty. I went at it with the orbital and you couldn't even tell it did anything. I did it with 80 grit and then I went down to 60 grit. Still didn't hardly do anything. So I got this like finishing sander. This one's got 80 grit on it and it started taking some of it off, but God, I'm gonna be here forever. I'm kind of starting to wonder if I should just use paint stripper. That's so bad. Okay, I got really aggressive. Didn't really do myself any favors. But I finally just decided, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. Somebody's gotta have a good idea. Basically the idea is you heat it up with a fucking heat gun and then you scrape it off because it's basically just adhesive plastic. Didn't really consider that. So yeah, I just need some adhesive remover and heat the shit up, scrape it off, which is going to take absolutely forever. And hopefully I can get this crap off here. Oh man, guys, this is the worst. So you heat it up and you start scraping and like you get these like balls of like rubbery plastic shit that come off, but then you still get all this crap. And like I keep soaking with the Goo Gone and like scraping at it. Some of it comes off, but some of it doesn't. This side, I went over it. I did all that, got as much as I could off, and then I just went over it with the sander. And it seems like doing all that, I was able to get all the shit off of there. Oh my God, there's so much more to go. Jesus. So I finally had to ask somebody. I had to ask some body shop techs that I know. One guy was telling me razor blades. He's like, heat it up, use razor blades. It was kind of, I tried that. It's kind of working. I only had like a couple of razor blades. They're like dull. So I had to go buy some. Some other ideas people had was a rubber eraser wheel, which I didn't have one of those. And like aircraft stripper, but some people are saying like, I didn't even know that they changed aircraft stripper. I haven't bought that shit in so long. Apparently there's like new stuff that's really terrible. Like it doesn't really work. But I was talking to the guy at the parts store and there's like one brand that was a little bit better than the other ones. I don't know. We'll see. So I bought a rubber eraser wheel, aircraft stripper, more razor blades. We're going to try all the things. I didn't intend for this to be a how-to strip a fucking Clearbra off a hood, but apparently that's what it's turning into. Yeah, so we're going to try all of them and see which one works best, I guess. Okay, so starting off showing you guys all the various ideas. We're going to use heat gun and a plastic scraper. I've already done this a bunch. It kind of works. I think if you're trying to save the paint, this is probably a better go-to, but it still sucks. So I'll show you. So you can see it took the first layer off, but there's still this crap under here, and it's not all of it. It only took like part of it off, and the problem is that you have to constantly heat, scrape, and it's taking forever. Yeah, so you put the Goo Gone on there, and you kind of like scrape it, and it comes up a little bit better, but it still doesn't all come up. So I'll show you the razor blade next, I guess. So, as you can see, razor blade works, takes all the shit off, but it also takes the paint off, which is fine because I don't care about this hood. Well, I do care about the hood. I just don't care about the paint, obviously. Also, this is taking fucking forever because it's the same situation. I have to heat it, scrape it. So let's try the rubber eraser wheel, see if that does anything. Rubber eraser wheel works pretty good. It's still leaving like kind of a residue, which I think, this is thin enough. I think the glue gun will actually take that up. It does leave all this thick ass shit. Kind of sucks. This might be the go-to. I'm still curious about the aircraft stripper. I'm gonna put some aircraft stripper on there just because I said I would in a small spot, and we'll wait a little bit, see what happens. Yeah, I just put a little bit, like a decent dab right in this corner just to see what would happen. I didn't want to go crazy with it because, yeah, I'm not trying to get high as balls because it's really cold outside and I don't want to open the door. So I'm just going to leave that for a while, and I'm going to work with the rubber eraser because I think that might be the best way to go, but we'll see what that does. Okay, I've been doing more and more of the rubber eraser, and what I've noticed is once that rubber eraser gets warm, it gets hot, it starts to make this shit ball up, and then you get like these fucking trails of this crap and like this gooey substance that doesn't want to come up very easy. So it was working really good when it was cold, like when I first grabbed it, but man, once it started getting loaded up, Jesus, it's bad. So I think, you know, going over it with the razor blade afterwards, I could probably clean all this shit up. Maybe I need to do multiple different things. So this is where we're at on this. It's been, I don't know, not quite 10 minutes maybe. It looks like it's starting to let that shit up. Okay, I'm getting a little impatient. It's been, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 minutes. I'm just gonna see if this comes off. I mean, kind of. I mean, where it was the thickest, I will say, it took it straight down to the paint. So, I don't know, maybe that's the move. Because I've been fucking messing with this for so long. Going over it with the rubber eraser wheel, and then the razor blade. And it's just, God, this is so awful. I'm kind of leaning towards, I don't know, maybe I'll throw that paint stripper on there, evacuate the area for a little while, and then come back and try to rub it off. Maybe that's the move. This is after maybe 5 minutes. See, it's already fucking starting to lift. I think this is the move. And yes, I opened my door. Got a fan going. I have a mask. So, yeah. This is about 25 minutes. You see I got some on the paint up here, and it was definitely lifting that up, which is fine because it needs sanding done anyway. Let's wipe this shit off, see what it looks like. Well, I tried to get a video of me trying to clean this off, but the camera fell down. Yeah, it still looks like complete hell. I mean, it took some of it off, but I think I put it on too light. I think I need to put it on thicker because the spots where it had a bunch of shit on it, it was coming off fairly easily. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do it again, but honestly, I'm gonna do that tomorrow because it's pretty late. But, I mean, it's kind of getting there. No, I'm not even gonna say that. This sucks, guys. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be it. I feel like I didn't get a lot done this go around, you know? But I guess, you know, I got a little bit done in the tune. I did get the airbag light off, so there's that. That's a win. The hood, oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. Obviously, I've tried everything I could possibly think of at this point. I've got some other ideas. My other thought was like, you know, really goo that stuff on the paint, the paint stripper stuff, the aircraft stripper. Maybe that'll take it off. My other idea was like, they make these like rust stripper, like, you know, wheel things you can put in a drill. Maybe something like that'll work. I don't know. If you guys got any ideas, I'd love to hear them. If you guys have ever experienced this, I mean, if it's something you're just like kind of guessing at, you know, then maybe not. But if you've like actually done this before with like 20-year-old freaking Clearbra that won't come off, I'd love to hear about your solution, because this is absolutely awful. I'm like really considering just buying another hood. I've been looking around. If I can find another hood, I'll probably just do that and scrap this one, because I'm so over it. But maybe we can find a solution. I don't know. I'd love to hear it. But I've got some more content coming. I just got to put it together, so stay tuned. But for now, like, subscribe, do things. Peace out.